Hello, everybody, and welcome to Session 8 of Pillars of Ink, a Printweaver game using the Printweaver system by N.L. Morrison. We had a lovely week off, but we have returned for more pain. Well, I'll say it. But anyway, hi, I'm Mara. I use they, she pronouns, and I will be your game master. We will quickly go around, say, hey, who you are, and who you're playing, and then we will end with the last person who will also give us the recap. So we're going to start with Angela.
Hello there, lovely people. My name is Angela Lemos Mogrovejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I'll be playing Lucia, Villette, or Del Valle, whichever pair you would like to go with. I'm ready to die. That's all.
Amber?
Hi everybody, I'm Amber, also known as Analog Amber. I am playing Mariana Cross, and I don't know that she's ready to die.
And last but not least, we have Abhishek, who is also going to do our recap.
Hey everybody, my name is Abhishek Matange, aka Neon Raiden. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Vago Viator, uses they, them pronouns. Ready for the breakdown to end all breakdowns, baby. Again. Alright, so for our recap. So last where our party left off, we sort of had a little bit of a conversation with Trina. So kind of talking about what happened, mainly between Trina and Hale. Kind of talking about what circumstances led her to being with the Sagemens. From there, we were able to get a wagon to head back to Perth to make a small little bit of a supply run. Luce managed to drop off a letter for her wife, and Mariana bought some honey for purposes yet unknown. From there, eating, most likely, but yeah. But from there, the group heads south-ish towards the town of Clover Point. When we get there, all doesn't really seem too well. Everything is quiet. Too quiet. Almost deathly quiet, if one would say. Hale decides to go out and scout ahead, see if he can find anything. Vago feels a strange sense of familiarity with this town, to the point where they're able to guide the others to where the printweaver of the town is staying. And so they meet up with the printweaver of the town, Sybil. They seem to recognize Vago, but they don't call Vago by Vago. They refer to them as Gwyn. Noticeably, though, this shocks Vago, but
And everyone else.
Everyone else, and Vago definitely needs to take some time to clear their head about all this. In the meantime, Mariana and Hale decide to do a nice little gesture, see if they can find Vago's house in the most chaotic way possible. While that's going on, Luce and Sybil have their own conversation regarding Vago's status, or rather, lack of a previous status, since it turns out Vago did not used to be a traveler, at least according to Sybil, a fact which Vago happens to eavesdrop on during their moment of solitude, and that is where we left off.
As a reminder, everybody, this game is, I'm just going to put the !ink content warning in chat. But as a reminder, this game deals a lot with death. It is a gothic Souls-like horror game, and there are specific content warnings of our game for mental degradation / amnesia and emotional turmoil. Heavy on the emotional turmoil today. There will be a point in this campaign where I will be inflicting consensual emotional abuse on my players. So I will probably give another warning right before that happens, but please be aware, and if you need to step away, please do so. Okay. We last left off where Luce and Sybil were talking about Vago, or Gwyn, and who they were before. Hale is going to be doing some scouting just around town, just to get a better lay of the land, see what he can find, and so on and so forth. And he will reconvene with you later. It's up to y'all. Do you want to pick up right where we left off, or do we want some time to happen? I think the real question is Vago, how long is your emotional breakdown?
I mean, they were kind of coming out of it earlier until they heard what Sybil and Luz were talking about. Hmm. So hearing Sybil kind of say, "What do you mean? They never were. They didn't used to be a traveler. Why do you mean they're a traveler now?" This, understandably so, shocks the ever living hell out of them because what all they've remembered ever since waking up was, "I have these print marks. Got to be a traveler." So to hear that that wasn't the case before only kind of adds fuel to the fire that is Vago's emotional turmoil.
Mariana, do you eventually come back in?
Yeah, I think
Biscuit is happy. Well,
Yeah,
a little unnerved, but safe, and will come in.
yeah, I think
Goodbye.
she takes a moment with Biscuit and is like, "Listen, it's weird here, but it's okay. Like we'll keep you safe. We're here to protect you." You know, just general horse pep talk. And then we'll give Biscuit a little smooch on the nose and head back in. And she'll sort of like listen to make sure she's like not interrupting something first because she knows like there's a lot of stuff happening right now. So she'll kind of just like quietly like open the door and be like, "I'm coming in. Don't say anything uncouth." It's like
Uncouth? That's such a Mariana thing to say, though. But yeah, it really. So, Maria, I, from what you told me, it sounds like you're having another breakdown, Vago.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you enter into Luce and Sybil either just ending their conversation or just sitting in comfortable silence.
Is it comfortable though?
No.
At least, true. Yeah, it's like awkward, like it's worried silence, unnerved silence.
Should we make Vago something for when he's
They-
done?
Hey.
When they're done. She like kind of like gestures towards any sort of kitchen that she sees.
Or it's not a kitchen. This is like her shop.
Oh, like
And the forge is out back, but
oh, that's
from
right.
the
Yes.
outside, you did see a second story.
Okay, so I'll point up.
We could. I don't have much, but if you have anything to spare, we could.
Maybe I can make some soup.
I definitely have enough rations for soup.
I'll go. Where is your water? And she'll go to like towards the door, like
I'll show you. I'll escort you to the kitchen. And then she turns to you, Luce. Maybe check on them.
I will go see how they are doing.
And Sybil will escort you to the side where there is a small pump and spigot. It looks like it's just on that verge of not being within the protections of her home.
Got it.
Just barely there. So you are able to get clean water.
Perfect. Yeah. So she'll do the whole gathering thing and go upstairs and probably will just like look through like her own rations, like, is any of this gonna be okay for soup? And like obviously ask if they have anything and maybe try to spot if there's anything outside that looks wild onions.
Not really in the middle of town. It doesn't look like she had a garden.
Okay.
But when she brings you upstairs, Luce, they would pass you again as they go upstairs. It's a couple rooms, very small rooms, but the area of the kitchen is just small small fireplace with a pot. It looks like she doesn't spend a lot of time up here, to be quite honest. You get the vibe that she's a workaholic, or at least was a workaholic before all of this happened. But she motions to cabinets, and if you can find anything, you are more than welcome to it. I do not have a lot.
Thank you. I can definitely make do. And Mariana will take down her braid, shake it out, and then re-braid it tighter. So that it's like work mode braid. And then she'll get to work.
As you start getting to work, Sybil's still puffing on her pipe, kind of like hovering over you and just watching. So what have you all been doing?
Well,
Told me a little bit about Vale Point.
I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. We've been doing a lot of errands, but like they're pretty dangerous errands if you think about it. Because like we had to fight a big rock, and we had to fight a person that turned into a monster. Well, we had to fight like 7 of those. And then we had to like rescue some people, and then like the sky fell. Well, not the sky, but like rocks fell out of the sky on us. That was the first thing that happened. A lot. We've been doing a lot.
Sounds like the average day of a traveler, to be honest.
Is this what it's like all the time when you're a traveler?
You must have left pretty recently. But
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, one thing that we've been working on in our errands is we've been looking for these pillars, and we found at least one, but are those around all the time? Do you know about them?
Sybil shakes her head and takes another long puff on her pipe and blows out like a smoke ring. They are new. I don't really know anything about them other than what I've seen here. And I've mostly been staying in my home.
Well, I could tell you about them if you want.
Yeah, why not?
So Marianne will go on as she's like chopping and dicing and putting water in things and talk really extensively about the pillar that they found on the top of the mountain. And we'll talk about all the runes that they found, and she will purposely skip some parts about friends getting hurt and finding dead bodies, because that's not as important. But she'll like really extensively talk about like what they did to like stop it, and like her theories on like, well, if a pillar doesn't look like a pillar and it can look like a like a spring, then like what else could be a pillar, and like all of her theories about what pillars could be. And she has some really great theories, all the way from like, what if a pillar could be a bunny rabbit, to all the way to like, could an entire mountain be a pillar? Like she's got a lot of theories that she's telling Sybil about things that could be pillars.
Interesting.
Never know what a pillar's gonna look like. Apparently, I think.
I'll make sure to keep my eyes out. Nice and sharp.
I don't think your house is a pillar, though. You don't have to worry about that.
I think I would know if my house is a pillar.
I think so too, but just in case. She goes back to doing what she's doing.
As you are making stew or soup, Luce.
Hello there. I'm assuming this is the moment where I walk over and I just see Vago on the floor, like whatever the emotional damage equivalent of the community gif of Donald Glover's character walking back into the apartment with everything on fire. Oh no, Abhishek's thinking. I don't like it when Abhishek does this.
You've given me an idea.
Oh god.
no.
Oh, what have I done to myself?
All right, well, let's hear it.
Well, I have an idea for a meme that I'm gonna make later.
Yes, please give me the memes.
Ay.
What's happening with you, Vago? I'm literally asking. What is
sorry.
going on?
I was
You're getting
sorry. I was
stuck in the meme creation thought. I'm asking you a direct question.
I was. I distracted. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, Vago really not looking too well. Like, they're kind of just in a corner, slumped. They're not at the fetal stage position yet, although teetering very close to it, I will say. A lot of the color has drained from their face, and as they're just trying to like process everything that's basically just happened and what they've all heard in like the last, I don't know how long it's been, like an hour or two, roughly, since we've been at Clover Point.
Probably, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah, they ooh,
Could be better.
definitely could be better. It's looking rough for them.
Luce, you are where Vago is Sybil's forge. As I described earlier, it's pretty much empty now because she doesn't have a lot of work. But the one thing you do see, like on a shelf of one of the walls, is a bunch of stick figure shaped people made out of iron.
Would I be able to have a guess that this is...
Print weaver shit. Probably.
So how are you feeling?
I don't even know anymore. I don't. Like, I'm sad one moment, angry the next. It's just, I don't know how to feel. Honestly, I have so many emotions swirling.
Tell me about them.
Well, I mean, I have a past. I mean, I had a life. Someone here who knew me. Just, I can't not help feel happy at that, and yet I've already lost. Like, I had a brother, Luce. I don't know his face. I don't know his name. I know nothing. Finding out I have this, and I have people that actually knew me, I found out that I've lost so much more than I could have ever realized. I don't know what to do.
What feels like the strongest emotion right now?
Sadness.
Then sit with that.
Not to mention a little bit of anger, but yeah.
Sit with
Yeah,
that.
listen. You can just tell that like Vago is just thinks about it for a bit, just ruminating before just utterly just breaking down, tears falling, just streaming down their face. Like there was a dam. They were doing so well and holding everything back, but it burst. Every sense of emotion is just flooding out. They're wailing, crying, just... It's not a...
I think Luce, in that case, looks at you and says, "So how long have you been holding all of this in?"
Longer than I would have liked to admit. I think...
Were you afraid to talk about it before?
Yes.
If I may ask, why?
I mean, how does one even begin to talk about something like this? Something so, like, something so intrinsic to what I am right now. Like, I just didn't know where to start. I just didn't know what to say, so I held it in.
There's a feeling of longing whenever you pass by certain flowers. There's a sense of affection for people who share the hair color of someone you don't remember. There's a look of despair at feeling as though you'll never find out what you've lost. And there's a feeling of complete meaninglessness to thinking that you have no idea what the scope of what you've lost is. Does that approach some of what you're feeling?
Yeah. That times a million.
That's a start. Do you wish to be called by her previous name?
I think I still might need some time to get used to that. I don't. Just please just stick to Vago for now.
Of course. If you wish to, you may refer to me as Lucia. That is the name I had before.
Thank you, but I think I'll stick with Luz nonetheless.
A lie is very comforting once it becomes your truth. Just be sure, Vago, that whatever lie you wish to hold on to, it is not done out of fear.
I will. I won't feel right going by Gwyn until I find out the whole truth. I can already tell that's going to be a long journey. One that I don't even know if I'm really prepared for. I thought I was earlier, but this just shook me down right to my foundation.
So you have once again become freshly tilled earth. So, start over. Begin anew. Plant something else. Even if it's just a repeat of the end.
You can see a small smile kind of creeping on Vago's face a little bit. Small one, but a smile nonetheless. Yeah. If that's what it takes. You can tell they're starting to slowly sort of collect themselves again, and kind of stand back up again a little bit. We should,
If-
yeah, you go ahead.
If you need me to be your shield and your protector to help you stand when you cannot stand on your own, I will do that for you.
I'll counteroffer. Maybe not so much a shield as a helping hand.
Well, so long as you're taking the burns first, I will happily concede that point to you in that case. I don't have much left to work with in this department. Mind you, she's probably healed at this point fully, but she's definitely having a very vivid flashback to getting like blasted in the face with just
Scalding water.
no. Drowning, burning as a combination shouldn't work, and I don't like it. But apparently that's where we went, and that hurt.
I make no promises, but I'll try.
If you'd like, I can just throw you in front of me to have you take the hit.
I'd prefer that even less.
Did you not want uppies at one given point?
Oh no, not this again.
I'm sorry.
But they're like pinching their brow, but they start to chuckle at that. Kind of a small laugh. Like, God, that shouldn't be that funny, but somehow it is. It's a nice sight. It's a nice feeling for them being able to laugh, despite all that basically just went on. So. We should probably go see what the others are doing.
We should.
Stepping on the stairs.
The two of you go up the stairs, and Mariana, you hear them coming up to the second floor where you all are probably finishing up. Sybil has only like 1 or 2 sets of bowls because she lives alone. So it's a mismatch of bowls and mugs to house this stew that you have made. She didn't have much, but she did have some herbs in the cabinet. Maybe like one dried vegetable.
Yeah. And I think Mariana has taken some hardtack and cut it into tiny little pieces for little crackers. To like put in and like
Oyster crackers?
Yeah, I think she's cut it down to make little crackers to put in the soup. And is just trying to she knows that it's not a lot, but she is like just trying to make it really nice, like what they have.
As the two of you enter, Sybil like inclines her head over at Mariana. She made a gourmet meal out of nothing.
I just thought, I figured you were probably hungry.
Thank you.
You should also have a glass of water or two. Rehydrate.
Yeah, they have fresh water here, like out of a spout. It's really nice.
And Sybil will pour out water for everybody and just motion her hand at this small, like 2-person table that y'all will have to like huddle around. But my home is your home. How you doing, kid?
I've been better. It's not every day that you find out, you used to have a life here.
Well, it's not much, but if I can answer any questions for you, it's the least I can do. It's also been a while since I've had some conversations.
You you mentioned I had a brother.
She nods.
Well, what was he like?
Heron was much older than you. Like, I'm talking like 10 years. Took care of you when you were younger. Your parents had kids much older, so when they passed, he took care of you, and you followed him like a little duckling. Very protective, very kind, stalwart young man.
You mentioned he was a traveler. Did he was he often away?
He was, but not for traveling purposes usually. He was the local tanner and would go out and hunt beast hides, mostly monster, and would work on them here after coming back. Some of those hunts did not end well, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
She does glance down at your hands at some point, but does not say anything.
Vago's gonna take a look at their hands, kind of hesitant. They're gonna try to speak, but they almost don't, as if they're trying to like psych themselves up into asking this question. I overheard you and Lewis talking earlier.
How much?
All of it.
Yeah,
Is it true?
you were not a traveler the last time I saw you. How this
So-
came to be, well, your friend only has hypotheses, and I can't say I disagree with them.
Please, whatever you know, anything that happened, like.
I don't know anything about what could have caused you to get print marks. I'm sorry. I'm not very much of an intellectual print weaver. Let's put it that way. It's easier to hit things with your hammer.
Yeah. Did you notice any weird figures in the town, like, I don't know, before it all happened? The flood, everything?
There were some of those folks, and she like stops and takes a big sip of the soup. Also taking a moment to fill anyone's receptacle of soup. Some of you have mugs with more if you are low. I had some repairs before the pillar happened from, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the cult from down south, the Paragons of Providence.
They were here?
They were here, and I was very surprised that they came to my place. Probably because I'm only the only blacksmith in town, is my only guess. But they were here, and I don't know why. Though I guess from some of your faces, this might not be new news.
No. we've been doing some investigating, and the results are a little shocking, to say the least. We think the Paragons are working with another organization. A rather unlikely one, but we think they're working with the Magnus of Cycles.
The scholars from Vale Point.
Yes.
Not every scholar is a traveler, but a good chunk of them are. But they all work with ink. That makes no sense.
I mean, we wouldn't have believed it either if we didn't see a meeting between some Magnus members and some of the Order Paragons while we were investigating the forest.
Well, I don't know how much of a help this would be, but there were some Magnus of Cycles in town about a month and a half ago too, but that's not uncommon.
Were they here at the same time?
Yes, but it's not uncommon for the Magnus of Cycles to be here. So whether they were here together, I don't know.
Do you happen to know where they went? Anywhere in particular that they were asking about, or?
Paragons weren't really talkative, to be quite honest. They just wanted some armor repaired. But once they figured out it was also the local print weaver, they fucked off. But if they stayed anywhere, they probably stayed at the inn. Most travelers do. Lowercase t. And uppercase t.
Where is the inn?
She'll look, I'd say she's closer on like the west side of town, but she'll point out the window. About east, a couple blocks, on the other side of the square.
I think Mariana sketched out the town in her notebook, having legally broken and entered into a lot of the houses. She had permission.
Not that type of permission.
So she asked if she could go check things out around town, and they said yes, and she knew what she meant in her brain. So
no one expects the Mariana Inquisition.
So I'm assuming she sketched out, at least part of town and kind of like what it looks like. She'll just add like a.
Until Hale caught up with you and was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Looking for Gwyn's house. What are you doing? But yeah,
Yes.
I think she's kind of been quiet during this conversation with about the Paragons. And it's just kind of been like looking in her journal where she's like, she's has like her big map, and I think she's marked with the symbol of the Paragons everywhere where they've said that they've been, just to see how far from home they've traveled.
The problem is you don't know where home is on your map.
I think she kind of has guessed.
South.
Yeah.
She did. Sybil did just say south.
Yeah, so she's kind of like put a couple question marks, I'm assuming, on her map. Like, did I come from here? Here? Because this would be the first time she's ever left the trench. So she is, guesstimating this whole thing. But I think she's just been really quiet except for the couple questions that she has, and so she's just been really deep in the book, sort of like, she doesn't know what she's trying to figure out, but she's trying to figure something out, because this has all been way too weird for her. The inn, is it open? I mean, are the doors locked?
Probably not.
Do you think it would be okay if I went and looked?
There's no one else here, so go right ahead. I don't think anyone's going to be stopping you.
I think at that, Mariana will kind of like give Hale a look. Like, see, I told you.
Hale's
Like,
not here.
I know, but he's like here in spirit. But I
In
think he'll
spirit.
like, yeah, she'll give the spirit of Hale a look. Like, I told you so. Like, it's okay that I go check things out. Like, because like it's like.
Vindication.
I think she's like, see, I asked permission. They said it's fine. Like, I can go look at things. So,
Look does not equate to breaking and entering.
Yeah, also,
Listen.
the look you just gave made it sound like you were looking for absolution from a priest. What is this? Inhale, we trust, or something?
Well, he's the one who told Mariana it's not a good idea to do what she's doing. So she's like, but she said, well, fine, okay, whatever. It's like fine. And then she was just like, I don't think anybody will mind. And then Mariana's like, see, no one else is here. They won't mind if we go in their house and see if it's maybe our friend's house. But Mariana will make a note and say maybe there's something there that they left behind. Something.
Hopefully. I have a couple more personal questions to ask.
Of course.
Our house where me and my brother lived. Do you know where it is?
It's on the north side of town. On the main street. It's the tanning. You won't miss it based off the smell.
Heard it smells like piss.
It's on the north side of town. It's a little apart from some of the other homes.
Okay.
Do you plan on
Fine.
going out now? Or
No,
I was about to say it's starting to get dark, so
yeah, we can rest and head out when it's light, I guess.
also, as I said earlier, their spirits tend to come out at night. And she'll also like give you a brief look, Luce, at that.
Sybil has been kind enough to inform me that my sword is here.
Your sword?
The one you've been... That one?
The one from Professor Villette.
Yes, the one from my wife. She's not a saint. She's my
Why
wife.
are you whispering?
Yeah, I'm like, Luce
I
is talking
don't
at a normal
know.
level.
I don't. But it's the present. Your present is here?
There is apparently a very angry spirit who's holding on to it.
Well, we know it's not your wife because she's alive. Who's mad at you?
Luce
Wait a
has to take a
minute.
couple seconds to process that last statement of like, my wife's still mad at me. Like, she didn't stop being mad just because she found me again.
Not mad at you.
Mariana's very concerned about the anger. Well, she also knows that Professor Villette is not mad at Luce because it was
For actual
confirmed.
fact.
This is an actual fact coming from Professor Villette.
Canon.
But, I wrote a letter. It's canon. But like Mariana's very concerned that you pissed off a dead person. Like,
Angela, Luce is not the only one writing letters to Professor Villette.
Oh yeah, I don't think we talked about that. I wrote a letter to Professor Villette.
Yeah,
That's-
no, I was not made aware of this point.
Yeah, I wrote a letter. I wrote a letter to Professor Villette that said, "Please don't be mad at Luce. I don't think she remembered."
Oh, right. That was out of character. I think I knew that, but
Yeah.
in character, I don't think Luce knew that.
No. So this is all from player to player. Mariana doesn't have time to explain that. She's worried about the pissed off ghost. And why is the ghost mad at Luce?
For the same reason, I'm sure anything else would be mad at me. I've probably killed it at some point.
Good reason as any.
Yeah, I think I'd be mad if you killed me. That's probably it. Can ghosts die?
They can be destroyed.
Mm.
A ghost is just an accumulation of vaporized ink being held together by emotions.
Some of us fall apart on emotions. It must be nice to be held together by them.
Yeah. Must be nice.
I'm having so many different emotions hitting me right now, like as the player, because there was me thinking, wow, I didn't think you could make a ghost scary, but just saying it's a fucking conglomeration of ink and residual angst is terrifying, one. And then two, like every other statement that Mariana makes during this conversation, there's just a look of like, what the fuck are you talking about? Coming from you.
But okay, well if you can I don't want to say fix them, but if you can fix them, how do you fix them?
You don't really fix ghosts as more as obliterate their existence.
I don't have a word in game for this. But Mariana will basically ask like the equivalent of like, does that mean that they don't go to heaven? Like if you break them.
Sybil shrugs.
I would assume, depending on your view of existence in regards to us and them, that they are already lingering on far longer than they should have. So, depending on your view, this might be a kindness for them.
Yeah, 'cause
Many
they're
of them are in pain.
Oh, like, so it's kind of like when an animal's hurt and you help them.
In some
Hmm.
cases, yeah. Not all ghosts are angry or vindictive. The ones around here are.
Hmm.
I bring it up because if you do want to go and investigate, that is a reason to be concerned. Mind you, it is, according to Sybil, only staying close to one given area, but it's worth noting.
Well, we've got to get your sword back, which
Right.
means we have to go at nighttime, right?
Mariana does have a point there.
Well, what if? Oh, okay. I have an idea. So the ghosts, they only come out at night. But what if tomorrow we do our investigation during the daytime, and then we go to where the ghost is, maybe around dusk, and then we'll be there at nighttime, so we don't have to worry about other ghosts?
Yeah. Actually, it sounds like it would work, yeah.
Not a bad idea. The one that is holding onto Luce's sword is just outside of town, past the cemetery. They're near from what I can tell, near an older tree. But if you go there early, you won't have to worry about potentially running into other ghosts on your way there.
Luce, do you remember anything about old trees?
Nothing in particular.
Guess we'll just have to figure it out when we get there then.
In the meantime, you can always make some stops at your home, Vago, or the inn.
Yeah, that'll be good.
You're welcome to stay the night here. Can really only offer the floor, but
It's fine. You slept in rougher places before.
Is it nighttime yet?
it's getting like to dusk, but it's not like perfectly pitch dark out yet.
I think Mariana will go gather the extra blankets that they had put in the cart,
Mm-hmm.
and bring them in so that they can make, little like floor pallets.
A little nest of the ones you didn't give away to other travelers.
Yeah.
I don't have much, but help yourself to what you can find. Did anyone else want more soup?
Before Mariana goes to get blankets and things, she'll help clean up her bed. I'm assuming she's messy cook. So she'll,
Mariana's a messy cook.
yeah. So she'll help clean up first.
Okay.
Luce is acts like every auntie who complains about your figure at any given meal, and just passes over more food over to Vago, and has the look of like, you're not eating enough. Like, why aren't you? You should be eating more.
Why are you fat but also eat more? Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
Sybil is
That's the
nodding
super blunt way of
approvingly.
putting it.
Joke's
Not
on
a
you,
good
Vago was about to stand up and get more themselves before Luce got it for them.
Yes, good. So proud.
I don't know, something about it just seems nice to them. It's a little warm feeling in their heart.
I think Mariana is just really, like, soul happy that, like she knows that it's like a, it's just like a offhand gesture, but just like seeing you, like, accept it, like it's like it's like the physical and the like metaphysical warmth, like, that you're accepting. And I think she just really is just like really at peace and like happy about that.
If no one else has anything to say for the night, Sybil will go to her room. She will let you have like the main area, which is pretty sparse, to be quite honest. But it's a roof over your head. There is a small fire in the fireplace. And it's quiet. It is so incredibly quiet. There are no birds. There's no insects. You don't hear, especially to you, Vago, the rustling and bustling of a small town. The only thing you hear is the wind going over the rooftops and the sound of all of y'all's breathing.
I think Mariana's gonna stay up a little late till it gets to like, like sort of like deep night. And if there's a window in,
There is.
she's gonna try to see if she can see a ghost. Like she's never seen one before. So, it's a curiosity for her.
So, for chance, I'm gonna pull out my Sooth deck for you.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna pull a card for you, and we'll see if Mariana sees a ghost. There's one card that would be perfect for this.
Please. I beg.
We'll see if
Beg.
I don't think you're gonna get it because there's 60 cards in this deck. So,
Suit the deck, I beg.
the card I have pulled is the Whispering Lover. You see two solitary ghosts walking down the street holding hands. You do not feel or get a sense of anger or rage, but just tender love before they pass and fade away into somewhere you can't see. But that was absolutely a ghost. They were glowing with a soft, pale light, very wispy. They do not leave any footprints behind.
She goes to write it down in her journal and stops. Like she's seen something that she wasn't meant to. Like she caught a private moment that wasn't intended for her. So she'll go and put her journal back. And we'll check, just peek out to see if she can see Biscuit and to see if Biscuit's okay.
Biscuit's okay.
And then we'll head off to bed.
Okay. Morning comes. There is a very apparent lack of a crowing of a rooster, Vago, or morning bells. And when you wake up, Sybil is already in her kitchen. Just boiling some hot water.
Morning.
Morning, sleepyhead.
Probably should wake up the others.
If any of them drink coffee, they'll be smelling that soon, so it's the one thing I do keep on hand in stock en masse in my house.
Oh, coffee sounds great right now. Oh my god.
And soon enough, the smell of coffee begins emanating through this small apartment.
It'll wake up Mariana, but a nose wrinkly kind of way. It's like, good morning.
By the way, your friend did stop by. He kind of went right back out, said he found something interesting. Didn't really specify what, but just popped in for a wink and then left pretty early.
Did he say where? Or
He was checking out some of the homes, but he didn't specify.
I'm gonna have to talk to him when he gets back.
Coffee for anyone? How about you,
me,
my friend?
please.
She looks over at you, Luce.
Has the look of the old Gargoyles animated series, just slowly awakening, just eyes just sort of go full both open and slowly awakening.
Perfect. Yeah, she'll get those coffees for you. and put them right in front of you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Vago, I don't know what it's like over there, so I barely left, except for cursory glances at the nearby buildings.
We'll take care. Vago will look to you there too. Well, shall we?
Yeah, I'm interested to see the rest of the town. I only got to see a little bit.
Well, I'll be here if anything happens to you three. I can bring you back fairly quickly.
My immediate reaction was to say, where are you going to be if something doesn't happen to us? So,
Also, right here.
great.
Fucking
Crazy.
yeets our bodies out of town.
Let go.
Oh gosh, your bodies. Oh, don't want to think about that. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh God.
Y'all ready to
I'm-
fight undead loose?
I'm just imagining like the three of your bodies, like all the three of you dying at the same time, and then your bodies fighting each other to see who absorbs who first.
It's like twins in the womb. There can be only one.
It could be.
To be fair, my sibling-in-law did do that to their twins. So see,
It's worse for me because I'm like just imagining it in the Highlander voice of like, but in the womb, one of them just going, "There can be only
only
one."
Oh my God.
Like a
Also-
small bean.
Also, my money is on Mariana beating the two of us.
I can see that. Yeah.
I think she can take you
probably.
both on.
I agree.
okay. So what's the game plan?
Okay, so distance-wise, it's probably in closer than the tannery, it sounds like. It sounds like
I
the
think so.
inn's close to town center. Where is the graveyard? What part of town is it on?
Northwest, but she said
Okay.
that the specific ghost that has Luce's sword is outside of, it's like past the graveyard. It's
That's right,
outside
okay.
of town.
So it would make sense to go just like distance-wise in tannery,
Sword.
old ghost. Yeah.
Basically.
And then whatever's in between we can, I
Deal with.
imagine that Mariana sort of looked around this area, so it feels like is like covered. It's probably like houses and all this stuff. So she like knows.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so in first.
Yep.
Okay. So the inn is fairly close by. I think I said that that Sybil's place is to the like westish side of town, pretty close to town center, and so it's really like a hop, skip, and a jump. You probably saw the inn from her second story home, and it is a pretty large inn. It does have 2 floors and a large stable. Everything which is instinct, by the way. But yeah, the front door to the the front door is unlocked and actually partially swinging open.
Vago's gonna like carefully open it. It's like they don't want any like unwelcome surprises.
Yeah, it creaks open. It definitely has not been used in a good chunk of time. But as you open the door, you see a pretty open tavern area. There is a bar along one side. There looks like to be drinks, like at least cups on the table, one or two of which are overturned. No people, no signs of people anyway.
Sort of like, I'm imagining it sort of like it's like a reckoning, right? Where like people are just gone, whereas like if somebody was holding a mug, it's on the floor. Like, is that what it looks like? Okay.
That's the vibe, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining, but I just wanted to make sure that that was the case. I think the first thing Mariana's going to do is count the cups that are out to try to see how many people it was.
At least in terms of cups that were in use, maybe like a dozen.
I can't believe all these people. They're just gone. How many people do you think there were? She's trying to think of like that number of houses that she saw and
Couple hundred.
Does Vago have a guesstimate of how many were in the
Well,
town?
I think a couple hundred's a good guess.
Mm.
Mare is terrible with infrastructure and like populations and stuff, so it's a good sized town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can look in the rooms. Well, do you think they're locked? Do we see if there's any keys?
I mean, I was about to say, since when has a locked door stopped us?
But I don't know. What if they come back? I don't want it to be broken.
Luce is already halfway to trying to break open the said lock.
Yeah. Yeah, Mariana's concerned that like not to go because she was careful when she was in town to like not break people's doors down and things like that. Like she tried to get in, open a window or whatever.
So you literally go to the first locked door and try to open it loose.
Yeah.
But nobody's telling me anything otherwise.
Yeah.
And I imagine Mariana's looking for a set of keys or like a like a hooks with little keys on them.
I think it's one of
lockpick.
the I think it's one of those things where Luce is like, if they return, if they suddenly become alive in some capacity, I think they'll be more happy about that and care more about that than a broken lock.
Okay. Mariana, actually, we'll go with Luce. Luce, please roll a strength check to break said door open.
Gladly.
Gosh, this is... Big, strong lady's gonna do what she does best, is the way
Yes.
I look at it.
Yes.
Mariana, this is not really a hard roll. If you're like actually snooping around
Mhm.
underneath, like behind the bar, there are hooks for keys.
She's just gonna start taking them she's gonna take them by handfuls and put them in her pocket. How many ever there happen to be.
Surprisingly, there's only 2 successes in those 7 dice that I rolled.
I'm pretty sure that's more than enough to break down a frickin' door. Yeah. It's not like it's
She's not
just
gonna
like
try to break down the door. She's just gonna do one of those like just slightly like push open a little
get the
strong.
bolt out. Yeah.
She broke the frame, but not like the whole door.
Yeah, I'm not a barbarian. I know how to keep some sort of structure intact.
Yes.
Can we just take away the first part of the sentence? I know how to keep some structure intact. Not that not a barbarian part.
Yeah.
Like
Anyway,
Yeah.
you open
Amber,
the door.
not even Mariana. Fuck you, Amber in particular.
Anyway, you are able to get in this first locked room, okay? And what you see in this room is that you don't see any people, of course. No, absolutely not. But you do see rumpled sheets. You see like a single sack, like a traveling bag, a wash basin which has since dried up of water, and actually has like some residual ink in it.
I think Mariana will come in after she's gathered how many of her keys there are and say, with a handful of keys, have the key.
I mean, there's always the next couple of rooms.
She'll walk over to the bed and like kind of just like gently like touch where it's rumpled. She's imagining that this person was asleep and got poofed away in their sleep.
I think this is the first, like, when you went into the houses earlier with, right when you were looking for Vago's home, how far in did you go?
I imagine she checked each room, but not like thoroughly, more like looked for a sign of Vago, like a jacket, a pair of shoes, like, something that looked like it was Vago. Like, I think she just tried to get that sense.
Okay.
Like, no, I don't think this is it. Like,
Since it was such a quick look, then you probably just noticed this now, but the bed with the sheets and the pillow are kind of like dried and stained with ink. Like, you think maybe at one point it used to be soaked.
yeah. What? Why is there ink?
Well, Sybil did mention there was a flood, I think.
Are we on the first floor or the second floor?
Up to y'all. Oh, up to Luce, but probably like the first floor if she's just going up to the first one that
Yeah.
was locked.
Yeah.
This is not a place she's necessarily fond of right now
Yeah.
for a lot of different reasons.
But she's just kind of looking around the room. Like, she's not really... I think this is like the first time that they've been here that she's really like really soaking in what happened. You know what I mean? Like, with the signs of like living out in the tavern area and like it's clearly like people being plucked out instead of like, oh, a whole bunch of people died here and that's really sad. It's just like these people, there's no bodies. They didn't even die. Like, they're just not here. I think she's having some like moral turmoil over it too. Like, what does this mean? Especially since it involved ink.
You're looking through the rooms for specifically any
There's signs of the
paragons,
Mhm.
paragons or the
Magnus.
Magnus. You do go through the rooms, and I'm also just going to give this to you as well because it would be a next step. There is a ledger of who stays the night.
Oh,
Yes.
I think Mariana's gonna copy that.
Sure.
I think she's gonna put it with her other names of people she had that were missing that she was looking for or like keeping an eye out for. I think she'll make a column for Clover Point and then just start writing everybody's names down.
So you don't, in the rooms themselves, you don't find any indication of any paragons or Magnus's cycle folks that have stayed in the room. You don't see anything that might have been left behind, whether that's notes or armor or anything like that. However, if you check the ledger of who stayed the night, One thing you do see, Mariana, is
Mhm.
that one of the names is Chalice White, which is someone from home and is a paragon. It looks like they checked out about 6.5 to 7 weeks ago. So right before the pillar happened.
Luce,
Hmm.
do you think that... How do you think the pillars are made?
I'm inclined to think the ink collects at different places and rises up. If I were a much more sentimental person, which I am, I would think that they're probably drawn by strong emotions, or worse yet, are being called forth somewhere.
Do you think that people can make them? Like, she pauses for like a really long time. Like she doesn't want to say it. Do you
Do I
think
think? Do I
do you
think people have summoned these intentionally?
like a weapon?
What I have understood throughout what I do remember, that some people are desperate enough for control that they will turn to the things they think will give it to them the fastest. And oftentimes that means power, no matter how dangerous.
Mariana just looks at this ledger for like way too long, looks at this name Chalice White for like, a good long while. And it will eventually she'll close up the ledger book and put it back. And she's not gonna write down Chalice's name to find her. Or them. Or him.
Chalice White is she, her.
Question. Out of character, just quick reminder. Amber, have you told the group that much about where you come from?
Mm-mm.
Or like,
She's told one person. I think Emily is
I
probably
think
the one
Emily's
that
the only one who knows, right?
Emily's
That's what I.
the one is the only
Yeah.
one I've actually talked to about it. I've told you all. I'm pretty sure I've told you all where I'm from, but that's it.
Let me ask a question from that then. How good would Mariana be at hiding whatever feeling she's having about like her involvement in all of this?
I think it's definitely she's made a conscious effort not to say anything when it's brought up. And I imagine that's strange because she has things to say a lot. Like questions, you know what I mean? She doesn't know a lot about the world. I think one of her like really identifying characteristics is asking questions about things that she doesn't know about. And she doesn't ask questions about the paragons.
Okay, that helps me figure out what the next thing I'm going to ask is. Mariana, why are you always so quiet around this?
It just doesn't make any sense. The paragons, they hate all of this stuff. Ink and travelers, and
Why would you
they
know that?
she'll give Luce a look like a please don't make me say it kind of look.
You don't think you're responsible for this, do you?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't do it, but there's all these people that I know and that I liked and that I thought were good people, and I don't know if any of that's true. I I I know that some people aren't just good or bad, and I just worry that maybe people that I knew a long time ago, they're more bad than good. And and if I didn't know that, and then it turns out that they are more bad than good, then what about all the other people that I know?
You can know someone for a long time and still be surprised by what they're capable of. That doesn't change what you knew about them.
Do you think people can be kind and bad at the same time?
I once protected a man named Henry. He was an absolutely charming person, sweet and kind to pretty much everyone he would meet. Not very capable of fighting, which was why he hired me on. We talked one evening, late by the campfire, when frankly, we were both bored with trying to keep watch. And he said that I asked him why he was traveling alone when most folks usually come with company. And without skipping a beat, he said, "Oh, I had companions."
But where did they go?
He left them to die to a monster.
Oh,
He had the chance to help them, from what he told me. And he left them to die.
how could you do that?
Because sometimes people value their own well-being rather than doing what is necessary to protect others or to care about anyone else besides themselves.
But I don't I don't understand.
I don't either.
I do have one question before we go to break. Vago, do you look at the ledger at all?
I feel like Vago would try to, yeah, at some point.
I think Mariana would share space to look at
Yeah.
it together if you wanted.
So I don't remember if I ever actually mentioned this name in session 1. So please tell me if this sounds familiar, at least out of character. There is also, at minimum, Vago, this name is familiar to you, and it also matches the checkout date for Chalice White. There is a name also written down by the name of Clive Colley. I don't think I mentioned it during session 1.
I don't think you did.
Okay. But Vago, this name does sound familiar. The name Clive, anyway, not necessarily the last name. And it's one of those pained memories again. You hear people talking to an individual by the name of Clive, where you are somewhere dark and cold. A little bit of arguing. about what they're going to do with you. And Heron. I think it's a great place to go to break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yay.
it is break time. It's break time.
I
Okay?
can't believe it's already break time.
Hey, everyone, please go take a rest, stretch, pet your pets, hydrate, and we'll be back soon. Bye. Turk, we good? Oh no. I think we're still on. Hold on, let me message Turk.
Let us vamp, let us vamp, let us vamp. Appreciate
Sorry,
Amber's
y'all.
immediate response to go to jazz hands.
Some boss.
As we wait for our tech person, what's up? Anything else? Any questions? Oh, okay. Bye.
Wow.
Hey, everybody, we are back from break. Sorry to cut it off super quick when we left, because on a nice mini cliffhanger. We're back with our players, Vago, Mariana, and Luce, in the inn looking for clues, and they have looked. Mariana has had a very awkward, reluctant conversation with Luce, and they've looked at the ledger.
And we found two important names. One important to me, Chalice White, and the one that was important to Vago is Clive.
I will put it in chat for you, but Clive
Perfect.
Colley. I don't know if it's important, but flashback anyway.
It's always important.
At least for
Right.
our amnesiac.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm
Plural.
assuming this is one of the names that Mariana wrote down. Like,
Ooh, is he-
is this a disappear? Like, I'm assuming she went by the checkout dates. You know what I mean? Of people who could be missing, like people who didn't check out. But I
Yeah.
imagine she probably looked at dates around there just to kind of get the gist of what was happening there, and probably noticed that name too. Did you knew someone here too, Vago?
You see, like Vago's still kind of reeling a little bit from like the from the painful memory that kind of ensued when they saw Clive's name. I don't think I knew them, but I think they were involved with something.
Mariana will point to Chalice's name. Her too.
Did you know them?
You said this was like 6 or 7 weeks ago, right before all of this happened.
It was like
Yeah.
before the pillar.
And this pillar happened before the breaking in Vale Point, right?
Yes. That was about a month before y'all started at Vale Point, and I think
Okay.
I think y'all have been doing roughly 2 weeks. I'm just gonna say roughly it's been 2 weeks since start of the campaign.
Okay. I think Mariana is thinking about this and wants to map it out. Verbally. First it was here. And then at Vale Point. Then up on the mountain. Do you think there's been more?
Probably.
We haven't heard about any more, right? Just kind of like racking her brain trying to remember.
I mean, just because you haven't heard about them doesn't mean they haven't already happened.
That's
Or
true.
that they will happen.
That's true. I wonder. Well, so we got here in a day from Perth.
Couple days.
A couple days? Okay. took us a couple days to get here, and took us like a day or so to get up to the mountain. That's like 3 days away. Or 4. How long do you think it takes to make a pillar? That's a lot of ink, you know? It's like... kind of just like thinking, like trying to just put things together.
Also, I'm going to assume you've been here, like, checking pretty thoroughly for the rooms when you were looking
Yeah.
around. Yeah. Just based on like daylight, if you want to get to the tree by dusk, like before nighttime, you'll have to like move on to. And if you still want to go to Vago's home, you'll need to start moving if you want to
Okay.
do like a thorough look.
Yeah.
We don't have to stay here. We can maybe a change of scenery will come with a change of thoughts. We're not gonna solve all the world's problems in this inn.
That's true.
She could try, but she just came up with a whole lot more. So,
Is there anything else you want to do at the end? You can also just take the fucking ledger if you wanted to.
I think Mariana probably copied the names down. I don't think thievery is in her
Repertoire.
Thievery.
Breaking and
In
entering,
her
is good, but not thievery.
She didn't break. She just entered lawfully.
Lawfully.
Just-
I am the law.
Yeah, I think she'll. If there's anything that fell on the
killed it
I just killed Angela.
again. I feel like y'all have killed her so many times.
listen,
It's
that's what
not
I.
hard to do.
That's
to
what
be
I live
fair.
for, honestly. I
What do you mean
think
by that?
that I think that if there's anything that's fallen to the floor that anybody may have been holding, mugs, anything, she'll probably pick them up. Mariana probably will pick them up and put them on the table, or like the bar, or whatever. Like,
Bless.
I think her thought is, if they come back, she wants their things to be where they left them, so that they know where they are. Like that's her
Okay.
thought. That's her thought process behind it. Is like, if you just leave it, it's also very like a Boy Scouty kind of thing. Like, leave it better than you found it. Like,
Oh my god, Mariana's just a scout.
yeah. Yeah,
Alright.
so I think like, not, she's not like mopping up any spills or anything, which I mean, I'm assuming would have been dried anyway, but she'll just put things nicely back where they probably go.
Okay. And you begin to head to the north side of town, where Vago, you know where you're going. You really do. You know how to get there. Like, you did not need, like, once you found out, oh, the tannery, you did not need directions from Sybil whatsoever.
Just follow the smell of piss.
Just literally smells like piss. Where's the highest concentration of piss in this town?
Can we move on
regret
to
making your
Vago's
brother
place
a
now?
thief.
For the love of
Regret.
God. This
Regret.
whole thing.
Anyway, yes, it's not as strong as you would think it is, but eventually you do see your home, this 2-story house. The bottom floor is used for tanning, and the backyard, essentially, your home is set out a little bit from the other houses, but still within the bounds of the protections of Clover Point. Home.
Vago sort of reaches out to touch the door. It almost doesn't feel real. It doesn't like it. They're like, it feels like they're trying to like make sure it actually is real. Like, this is their home. And they'll slowly enter, kind of push the door open.
The door was not locked. You have the bottom floor, which is the storefront after you and your brother have tanned the hides and made them presentable either into just straight up tanned hides for people to purchase and do with what they want, or there are some finished pieces. They're not in any good shape now, though. They are ink stained and just a little bit of a soggy mess. But there are stairs in towards the back leading up to your living quarters.
Vago will start walking up them. Just,
Abhishek, what do you think this looks like?
ooh. Oh, man.
For everything except your brother's room.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah. I feel like Heron would have been like try to at least have been tidy with the living quarters, before a flood hit and everything, so.
Yeah.
But I figured Heron would have been tidy with the living room, at least, like, there was like some pieces of furniture here and there, and that little dinner table, it's a small little kitchen area, but still feels like home, even though Vago doesn't have any memories associated with it. Home.
And you both had 2 small rooms. They're pretty small rooms, or else you would have had to share, but
Yeah.
folks need their privacy.
Yeah, it's
One
true.
which is yours, one which is your brother's. Mariana and Luce, you follow Vago up. You see the same thing.
Vago's gonna slowly approach their room, or rather, Gwyn's room. Slowly open it. I feel like there wouldn't have been like much in terms of like worldly possessions. Maybe like a few drawings on the walls, maybe from when they were a child.
Now completely soaked in black.
Yeah. Bed in the corner. Perhaps a small little stick that's supposed to be a sword. And they would probably play Traveler, or like they're kind of acting like their brother.
My heart. Is Gwyn the type of person who would make their bed in the morning?
If Heron didn't tell them to do it, probably not.
The bed is a rumpled mess.
Vago slowly makes their way over, lays a hand on the sheets, just almost kind of like get lost in like what could have been. Like, they feel like they should know, they should remember seeing all of this, but their other hand just sort of clenches a little bit in anger, sadness that they can't. And they sort of turn away before kind of making their way out of the room.
Luce and Mariana, what are you doing?
I think once Mariana realizes that this is a bedroom, she probably like went to go follow and then was like, oh, this is a bedroom. We don't go in there unless we're invited to go in there. So she's probably like out in the, like the main area, just like waiting.
Luce has gone in the room.
That's fair. That is completely fair. Yeah.
Luce is standing like by the in like the doorway.
Thought it would be easy. Thought it would be good for me to come here. Don't get me wrong, it is, but still hurts. Yeah. With that, they're just gonna sort of kind of awkwardly end the conversation, not really wanting to talk about it anymore before making their way into Heron's room.
Heron's room is a little more decorated than yours. He was able to fit like a very small desk in here, just like right up in the corner, perpendicular to his bed, which is neatly made, even though covered in ink. You see a couple of maps on what you think are maps, what you know are maps, but now covered in ink, pinned to the walls of what used to be locations that he has been to and what he has used to track certain monsters for their hide, like their travel patterns. There is also a single bow leaning up against the wall, unstrung, and they do have like a little small jewelry dish on their desk, which sits a ring.
Vago's gonna go take a look at it.
You would recognize this as a traveler ring of magic. You know that they had a couple. Because sometimes monsters kill travelers and end up with loot. So sometimes he would take what he could carry back home. And you can only have 2 rings on at a time, so the extras would stay here, or he would sell them. Let me see what kind of ring this is. Let me roll my dice.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay, so this one specifically is called Lock. You magically lock a door or container for success number of days. May only be opened by a similar scroll or effect. I will put this in our chat. And the bow is one of a couple bows that he has, depending on how big the monster he was hunting is. This is one of the larger bows, heavier.
Ooh.
So if you wanted to take from your brother, you can.
I think Vago's gonna take the ring of lock and hold it for a bit.
Just a reminder, if you have 2 rings already, I think. Right? No? No, you don't.
No, I
you
don't. I do not. They're gonna take a ring, look at it, hold it, before slipping it on their right hand. Is there anything else like in the room, like anything that's any like papers that haven't been like completely destroyed by the ink or?
Not really. It's hard to tell, but you don't think that he was here when it happened, just because the bed is made.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait. Run that by me again? One more
Yeah.
time?
Wait, what?
Say that
This is
last
blowing
bit
my
one
mind
more
right now.
time.
You don't think he was here because of the fact that the bed is made?
So he's out there somewhere.
or at least wasn't in his room in bed when
God.
the pillar came.
Okay, well, let's
Yeah.
think about it the more exciting way. What if he's alive and like out somewhere?
Vago is.
Mariana doesn't know this. Amber's excited.
Yeah, Amber's excited. Yeah, Vago. So I'm assuming this kind of thought comes to Vago, like, okay, if the bed was made, the Heron wasn't here. At least when the flood hit. At least I'm assuming that's the thought that comes to Vago after seeing the room. They're not. Oh no. Vago's got a bad feeling about this.
Oh no, and now I had more thoughts because if we're right about Vago stealing Heron's fingerprints, Heron's out there somewhere as a not traveler.
In theory, yes.
In theory, yes. But as opposed to why Heron wasn't there, Vago has crafted a theory. Vago's gonna hurriedly exit the room and kind of look for any signs that someone other than Vago and Heron, or Gwyn and Heron, were in the house.
What is it?
No.
Because she wasn't in the bedroom with.
There is no other signs of anyone else being in the house other than like y'all's footprints coming in.
Yeah. Vago, what's wrong?
Don't ask me how I know, but I don't think my brother was here when the pillar happened.
Well, where was he?
I don't know, but
Well, that.
I have a theory, and I don't think it's a good one.
But that means he could be out somewhere, right? Like maybe he's just lost or going somewhere else.
Or worse.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I'm praying to Providence that I hope I was wrong.
Well, we won't know until we know, right? So we have to think about the best possibility. Here, and she'll take out her book and she'll write Heron's name and the like to find column of her like people that they're looking for. See, now we have to find him.
Yeah, my heart. I was gonna shakily nod. From remembering the flashback, was Vago able to see any of the members, the people who were arguing in their flashback?
You know what?
Any defining thing about their clothing, perhaps?
Oh yeah, you know it's Magnus's cycles. Can you remind me? I think you did. I think you did see him at the end of session 1. The one who was following.
Yeah, I think we saw him, but you never gave us his name. Yeah.
I didn't give him your name, but I think you saw him at the end of the session, right? Because you took the brooch from him, right?
Yeah.
That's the face you see in your flashback.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No. I was gonna step outside. Like, they need to step outside.
yeah. Mariana's just gonna look at Luce like she understands the implications of like, you know, like his brother might be alive or maybe not. That's the really bad thing to think about. And so, but she doesn't understand this thing that's happening right now. Like, and so she just like looks at Luce.
What, that he might be connected to that, or that he may have been captured by them?
Yeah,
That's an even worse likelihood.
Yeah, she's not she doesn't have that. So like she's like and she's looking at like Lou's like do we go get him?
Them.
Them?
Stay here. I will go check on them.
As you do
Okay.
step outside, Luce, the sun is getting closer to the horizon.
Vago,
Yeah.
we're running out of time.
Damn it. They'll slowly kind of stabilize their breathing and sort of collect themselves.
So, you know what this means, right?
I'm hoping, praying that I am wrong. But yeah, I think I do.
It means your brother might be alive.
Or
It means your brother might be alive. Do you want to lose faith at this moment? Do you feel like you owe them, or at the very least yourself, more than that?
you're right. You're right.
I think she actually reaches over, and if it's okay with you, Abhishek, she looks at him, like bends down a little bit, because usually I think a bit taller.
Yeah, Vago is short.
little bit.
On the shorter
king.
side. Vago's on the
Short king.
shorter side compared to Luz.
Yeah, she bends down, and she just for a second. Would you like to snap back into reality for a moment?
Yeah. Knew it, yeah.
Straight up,
Yeah.
snap out of it.
You take 1 point of vitality damage.
No.
Like, and Vago,
I think it's one of those cases where if it were not Vago and or Mariana or Hale, actually no, it's just Mariana or Hale. Anyone else, including Hale, I think it would have actually been damage, even though she's holding back. It's just one of those kinds of ladies. She's just like, I held back everything. You hurt one of my teeth. It was like, sorry.
Milk. By the tone of the way Luce is speaking, Vago had a feeling that something like this was gonna happen, but it still kind of caught them off guard.
Well, I'm glad Vago did, because Mariana and Amber.
Just they sort of like you could feel like the recoil.
Come on. We have to get going. We don't want to have to deal with more than one of these things.
Yeah.
And you can see Mariana's like looking out a window, like up at the sky, like.
So I'm assuming someone hails Mariana.
Yeah. Luce just does the come here.
She like pretends like she's not looking at you, and it's like, oh, okay, like okay. She'll come out.
To the cemetery, everybody!
Past
Yay!
Past the
Past the-
cemetery.
Great!
As y'all head north, actually it's east, more so east now because you're at the most north end of town. You begin to head in the direction that Sybil told you where this tree is, that she has occasionally seen, like in the few times, well, in the year or a couple years leading up to the pillar, like when she was still like walking around. She has seen this spirit with Luce's sword near a tree past the cemetery right outside of the protections of Clover Point. You do need to go past the cemetery, which squelches with ink as you walk on its soil.
Ooh.
Yeah. And there is maybe 1 or 2 upturned graves.
Lovely.
Yeah. Fun, it's great. But you continue east as the sun continues to set. And eventually you see this really large tree with its leaves extremely green and fresh, and it's like outside and kind of like, okay, so when you've been traveling in this direction, the ground has gotten more squelchy with ink and more like sticky. And if you recall a little while ago, when you were talking to Emily, she was kind of describing almost like a tar pit, the area that she at least saw and heard about. And this is kind of a reminiscent area of what she described as the pillar. But eventually, you do get to this tree, which is in its own little oasis of clearing inside the middle of this ink pillar. And the tree is thriving. The grass is green underneath it, and you see a couple small white flowers. And the leaves just make that lovely little sound as wind blows through it. And you have made it here before the sun has completely set.
Oh, we're right on time.
Yeah.
Luz just stands at attention and at the ready.
Is there anything you would like to do as you wait?
What is it gonna be like?
I assume terrifying and painful.
For us or the ghost?
The answer is yes.
Okay. But like, are we gonna be able to hit it? Or is it gonna go like whoosh?
We better be able to hit it because I damn well need something to hit right now.
So I think this is the like second time Luce just makes note of, why are you speaking like in whispers?
Mariana's gonna move away from Vago, not like a lot, but just like Vago's gonna say that Mariana's gonna be like, I'm gonna just take 1 step further away from Vago. It's like, okay, but like, what if the ghost can hear us right now? I don't want the ghost to like know.
Do you worry about offending the ghost that by all likelihood we will need to kill? I don't think offending it is going to be more
But what if
upsetting than trying to
Well,
kill it.
It might make it madder. It already sounds like it's mad.
Then I don't think there's really any loss for it becoming matter.
What if it punches harder or something? I don't know.
Then I'm taking the hit.
Well, as long as you're taking it, I guess.
The best friends. Four best friends that ever were. Four best friends seeing Luz get pummeled to death.
I think
Or
Mariana's
Stella.
just gonna continue for as long as it's like some light to try to ask questions about the ghost. Like that we have no idea what it's gonna be like. But she just doesn't know anything about ghosts. So she's like gonna ask things like, what is it? What is it gonna look like? What is it gonna feel like? What is it gonna, like all of these questions that, like, it's like, I don't know, Mariana, like, we won't know until we see it, but she's gonna just continue to ask, I think, out of nervousness and, like, trying to be prepared.
That is fair. And Vago, you are revving to hit something.
Absolutely.
Okay. Eventually the sun does completely set, and it begins to get cooler as it goes further into the evening. Sybil didn't really tell you exactly what time of night this thing showed up, but you are waiting for a little bit as it gets colder and colder. And you don't see anything like yesterday night, Mariana. You didn't, like, when you saw those 2 ghosts, they were kind of like followed by this ghostly glow and mist,
Mm.
and you're not getting that this time around. But all of a sudden, the temperature does plummet. And from above you, you hear the sound of metal on metal, like someone pulling a weapon from a sheath.
I think Mariana's already had her weapons out, and she's probably kind of doing the like, like the Street Fighter idol, like kind of like every once in a while, like
idle animation.
yeah, she's doing her idol animation. But I think as soon as this happens, she's like freezes and is just still.
Loose, Vago.
Vago has had their weapons out and almost like their staff's almost in like a death grip right now. Like it's just like they're just trying to like hold off their anger until they actually see this ghost materialize, because then all bets are off.
I think Luce is just standing at attention. I think once she hears something above her, she's like, I can hear that you're here. Come on out already.
I think Mariana looks at her like she's the most insane person in the entire world right now.
Do any of you look up?
No, I'm sure Mariana's like over to lose, but like I think she's scared to look. Like until it's time.
Do you look up, Vago?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone except Mariana looks up. And on the lowest branches of this tree, the two of you see a inky figure of swirling black mist. It doesn't have any defining features, and it doesn't look 100% solid. What is solid, though, is this very large broadsword in its hands, pulled from the sheath, with a scarlet handkerchief wrapped around the crossguard. And Luce, there is something so chillingly familiar about this thing. You have been killed by this thing. Likely more than once. You have something to say, Amber?
I was gonna make a joke, but I can't even think of a good one.
And as you speak, Luce, this ghost creature revenant shifts its weight and slowly falls to the ground. And when it begins to step towards the three of you, it splits. Each single individual new revenant begins to walk towards you. Luce, the one that walks towards you, is still holding the sword. Tall, almost 6.5 feet, wearing very heavy armor and short hair with a face very similar to your own. Mariana, the one that walks towards you, is also similarly heavily armored, and instead of a long blonde braid, it's a long, dark, inky black braid falling behind it, as your own face stares back at you. And Vago, a face so familiar, it's yours. A staff in its hand, this tunic that was given to you by Hale's aunt, same style, but a deep inky black. And this is where we're going to start initiative. Everybody in the audience, please be advised that I will be inflicting not very nice words upon my players. So if you need to step away, please do so. And to my players, if you would like me to stop and just continue on with combat, please do so.
I'd just like to note for the record, I will be saying at least at one point following this, stop trying to hit me and hit me.
So, this is why I asked everyone earlier to roll me initiative. And it is not a group initiative. This is an individual initiative.
Oh dear God.
As
Whoops.
yourselves go after you. And I have a specific order. Luce, this is kind of fitting. You are the only one prepared. And you have first reaction in all of this.
Okay, so here's what I'm about to do.
This is what you're about to do.
This is what I'm about to do. I'm about to try and use a special action.
Okay.
Or rather, what is it? It's not special action. Skilled action.
Skilled
pardon
action,
me.
yes.
Skilled action. I'd like to spend one of these to try and use the glaive to try and trip her to get her to fall down to the ground to make her easier to hit.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend 2 dex points on that. So
Okay.
that'll drop me down to 1 dex point. But in the event that I need to make a check, this will already count for 2 successes to do that.
Okay, so you need to roll a I'll say this will be a strength-based roll to try and trip her. I will say that this is a dex roll for her to try and avoid
Dex
it.
roll for her, you say? I like these odds for me.
Yeah.
I know my dex. It's not terrible, but it's not great either.
Also, y'all, this is why I said that this was the easiest combat to prep for and why I asked for updated character sheets.
I hate myself right now.
Oh no.
You wanted extra strength, right?
Yeah.
Love what you said.
There you go.
That's 4 successes on mine, plus the 2 that I got from for what I spent. So that's 6 successes.
She is tripped. So you will have advantage on this next roll if you want to hit her, because this was a skilled
yeah,
action.
I am, because no, nobody has this beautiful face but me.
Tell 'em.
Copyright infringement at this point. It's just a like stabbing down of the glaive to just try and hit her. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this.
I don't blame you.
That is 5 successes.
Her armor is still as real as yours.
I've assumed as much.
So you do hit her, but this armor, your armor, is incredibly solid as you stab down at her. And she's able to roll out of the way a little bit, so you're only really nicking her arm as she rolls to her feet. And she doesn't have the glaive like you do. She has the sword. And she is
It's gonna hurt.
She is swinging at you, and it arcs with lightning.
Yeah. I knew when I said I wanted lightning on my sword, this was gonna be a problem for me.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah. My wife
Wow.
gives me a really great wedding present. I got a goddamn lightning sword. This is gonna fucking hurt me
Wow.
a lot.
7 successes.
Fuck me.
But it's not the sword that hurts the most. Because as she's swinging this weapon at you, you hear her say, "You hag. You left this weapon with me just because you can't stand looking at your guilt for leaving her." And you take, I think that's 4 points of damage.
Oop.
So that goes to your strength first.
Yep.
Mariana, you attack you with this sword and shield at the ready. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 7 successes. I'm assuming you have your shield out, right?
Yeah, so it'll be OB3.
Okay. So that'll be 4 points of damage, but as she yourself swings at you, You hear her say, "Disgusting little traveler, running away from home."
What a cunt.
Sorry, Annalore, I don't know if we can say that on this channel, but
I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
It just
Okay, we're
it,
good.
it just came out.
It was so instant too. God damn.
Oh
my
god.
God.
Oh.
Amber, it's your turn.
I think oh god, I'm just counting out dice really quick. Okay, so I know this is like it's not a good idea, but I think Mariana is totally ridiculously freaked out by this entire thing. And I would like to suggest that Mariana rolls with disadvantage.
Okay, I will not say no.
6,
Because
7,
this
8,
is meant to be
9,
distressing.
10, 11, 12. Okay. And with disadvantage, it's only
On a 7 to 10.
okay.
For success.
So many goddamn dice to roll.
I know. Okay, well, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still got 6 successes. And 1 crit.
Okay. So yeah, you are able to do 3 points of damage. Vago, yours now comes at you. So I don't roll 10 for you. I roll a total of 9 for you.
Ah, yes, you do.
Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I rolled 7 successes for all of you. Holy crap.
Jackpot, baby.
This one coming at you with this staff two-handed. You left him alone. You left him to die. It's your fault he's missing. And you take 4 points of damage from your
Yep.
strength pool.
Why are we
Luce, back to the
such
top of the round for you.
dicks? Wait, has Vago taken?
Oh,
the
sorry,
attack?
Vago, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
sorry.
about to say, I'm like, Vago gets a hit. Please
Vago
don't
gets the
say
snack
we
now.
scare
You're like,
Vago.
Yeah.
nay.
It's like Vago, noticeably incensed by this, is just going to yell a just absolute fury in their voice. Shut up.
That's fair.
And they're going to absolutely go ahead and take a whack at this thing.
Absolutely.
And I get to do it with my new dice too. Yay.
Hey,
They're here.
Thank you everybody for getting Abhishek dice.
Click clack rocks are here. All
Right,
let's roll.
let's see how many we got. How many successes? 1, 2, 3.
I keep wanting to like ask, like, wait, how do we figure out their OB? And then I'm just looking at my own stats and be like, oh right,
It's your
Tad.
harbor.
God damn it.
Yeah, I am definitely pulling a Legend of Zelda here.
All right, 4 and
Dark
1
Link.
crit.
What
So
was it
4
you
of them. So 4 successes. One of them was a crit.
So that is a total of 2 on their OB. A 2 damage again past their OB. Okay. They're hardy. These things are hardy.
I assume
They
as
are us.
much.
They are us. To be fair.
They are us.
They are you.
I didn't realize any of us were a bird.
Lusa, yours did stand up when it attacked you, by the way. It's no longer on the ground.
Yeah. I assumed she wasn't gonna want to stay on the ground getting
No,
hit by me.
absolutely not.
So she is going to try. She's going to use the other dex point and try and trip her again.
Okay.
because
and then
we're
you
gonna.
will be out of Dex.
Yeah, I will be out of Dex. I'm aware that this is gonna suck for me in other occasions. However,
That is
yeah.
fair.
So I assume is it another strength check to try and like
Yeah.
push her down to the ground again?
Yeah.
This one she's not even like the glaive was just to like test out what her skills are. After she tries to insult me, I'm like, I'm not even gonna give you the dignity of like getting tripped on my glaive. I'm just gonna fucking tackle you to the ground.
Okay, so she looks like she is a little more wily to your ways and seems much readier for this. I'm using 3 of her Dex points.
Ooh.
Good call. That was only 2 successes on that one, plus the one, so that's 3 successes.
So nothing happens. It's a tie. Did you get any crits?
1 crit.
Okay, so I also got 1 crit. So it's a tie. Nothing happens.
Yeah, it's just straight. The first time in ages, the other 2 in the party just straight up seeing loose being like held back by
Deadlocked.
the deadlock, which does not happen very often.
No, it does not. What you see is yourself charge up again, and this time the sword rings with fire.
Huh?
And she goes to hit you again.
Well, that was
You-
just the skilled action, right?
Oh, sorry, go
So I
ahead.
still
You're
have to do
first.
the other action. Yeah,
So
before you
when it's
hit me
her-
with
sorry,
fire.
when it's her turn.
When it's her turn, she's about to fucking cleave through and cauterize any wound she hits me with.
That's right. But look at the cool loot you get if you win.
If
What you get?
It's 6 and above, correct?
6 and above.
Success.
Yes.
That's 8 with 2 crits.
Shit. So
Damn.
that's a total of 5
That's
damage.
total
on her.
successes is 8 with
Yes.
2 of those being crits.
Yes.
I know it doesn't affect it unless it's at least matching it.
Yeah. So you do hit for 5 damage.
Good.
Good.
And as I was saying earlier, she does rev up and and the sword is wreathed in fire. You forgot her for 50 years. Do you really think
So
she was
did
happy to
you.
see you?
Straight up is like, I'm not having this.
I don't blame you. 1, 2,
We're not
3.
having this discussion right now. I'm going to
Uh,
kill you, get my sword, and then be gay happy, even if it kills me.
So 5 points of damage. Not 5 points, but 5 successes. So you take a total of 3. How do you look?
I take a total of 3 damage, you said?
Take a total of 3 damage, yes.
Well, strength pool is emptied.
As you do. So I just realized I was rolling 1 less from Mariana earlier. I was missing that 1 dex. So hold on. That is 8, 9, plus your weapon.
Just
Plus
want to
5. Plus 5 more because she's going to drain her strength pool.
Oh my god.
she's rolling 18, 17, or 18 dice.
Yes.
Hmm?
17 dice.
Uh,
I haven't
Wow.
killed any of you yet.
uh,
To be fair.
You couldn't at
If-
this point for me.
if,
But if it could take 2 turns and it might happen.
if it isn't the consequences of our own actions.
You are lucky. She only rolled 6 successes.
out of like 17?
Yeah, I got hold on. I got a lot of 3s and 1s and 4s. So
I'm
yeah, so
really-
it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. So that gets 3 through 3 of yours. As she
I'm
tries to rev up for a swing, you ran away because you can't handle it. Your parents are probably happy that you're gone. Not having to protect you anymore.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I think Mariana doesn't either. She's just like, like, it's just like the worst. This is just the worst. And also I'm glad that Nega Mariana also rolls exactly like regular. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 1 crit again.
Yeah, so you basically did the same amount of damage. So she takes 3 points of damage. Okay. Vago. Once again, this dark you, begins to make a attack at you. 5, 6, 3, and I think I'm also going to use the rest of their strength.
Oh yay!
Their strength pool, and you hear them say, "You're nothing without your memories. What use are you? What is a person without their memories?" And I have ooh, this is a crit. I got 3 zeros.
Sure. Oh, ha.
Hold on.
Ha.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes. Minus 3, 5, 10 total. Because it's doubled on physical attacks.
Cool. There goes my strength.
I think
You said 10. You said 10 damage total.
I said 10 total. Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to fix the. Okay, cool. Had to fix the roll 20, and we were having issues.
All good.
So yeah, what would you? Is it your turn, Vago?
So Vago's not. It's not looking too great for Vago. But this time they do actually have a retort to the shadows. To the shadow this time. Turns out they can be anything, anything, as long as they make new memories. So they're gonna go for another swing.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Luz is offended on Vago's behalf, and I'm like, I'm right here too. You're supposed to do tailored insults, not hit multiple people.
You made no promises.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm sitting with anticipation.
3 successes. That's a parry.
That is absolutely a parry. So Vago, what does it look like as you hit while I roll?
So obviously Vago's been just grievously injured with the shadow being like, hey, yeah, let's do some damage. So I think being caught off guard by how much damage they actually took, Vago's not exactly prepared with a good strike, even though they were quick on the retort. Same could really be said for their strike. So they weren't able to. When the angle of strike that they had gotten got deflected, like a shield parry noise.
And when it is deflected, it comes around again with like a clip. They clip you on your head with the other end of the quarterstaff. You take 1 point total. They rolled 4 successes.
Could have been way worse, but
It could have been. It could have been way worse. It is Luce's turn.
I think she's just like. Also, we are able to see how our companions are doing. We just can't join them in the combat, correct?
You can join. You can abandon yourself and go fight someone else if you want. I'm not going to stop you.
Loose with a glaive and mechanically 10 dice to roll on Vago sounds like a bad idea to leave as an option if Vago goes down. So I think she's just gonna keep trying to take herself out.
But if anyone else wants to go and like fight someone else, you're more than welcome to. I did keep in mind, like, what if they switch opponents? Which I
Yeah, what if I felt like I was more adept to fight not myself? But also, you would have to fight me, and I don't think Mariana would allow
No one
that.
wants to fight you. No one wants to hurt the cinnamon bun.
This is a mean, spicy cinnamon bun.
Someone added chili pepper flakes on top of it for no reason. Okay,
no.
She's just gonna
Ghost
straight
pepper
up try and
essence.
stab and just try and find a point in the armor based off of the previous hits and like crashing into her to just try and like pierce through that and just start rupturing it because she knows this is gonna get very bad very fast.
Just a little bit, probably.
Yeah, given that this makes sense to me, given that she's trying to be more precise, she only gets 4 successes on that one. So she probably finds like a break in it, but barely gets the tip through. But it is, I imagine, like the armor is starting to look far worse.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
It's not landing as
So
much as
you're
she
like-
wants.
You're like up and close with this thing, and as she comes around for like another stab, you just hear her say, "You're just gonna forget her again, and when you find her again, she's just gonna be dead." Are you okay? Green card? Yes, thumbs up? Okay. So 1, 2, 3. It is not a very good hit. She only does 1 point of damage.
Her insult wasn't that good of a hit either. Boom!
It's like not the time. Being stabbed, like being stabbed is still being stabbed, so it's still kind of not great, even when I'm taking the point of damage.
Yeah, basically. And then Mariana.
No.
Yeah? Who do you mean no?
No. I'm just gonna know.
I'm good.
What do you
Good.
mean you're just gonna know?
Gonna know.
1, 2. It only does 2 successes, and it looks like she's about to say something, but she stumbles and is not able to hit you. So there's no verbal barrage this time.
Okay.
Nice.
So if she stumbles, okay, I'm gonna do something different. If she stumbles, instead of swinging her sword, Mariana's gonna kick her.
Nice.
Okay.
Kick her in the shin. Just go, ow.
I feel like in the gut, like not like a kick, like
Ooh.
a swing up, but kick like straight
Thrust.
out. Yeah. I have to decide which dice are going to be the
That will
lucky
be
ones.
strength, and I will say this will just be a strength check. Not you. You're not trained in martial weapons. I mean, hand to hand.
I got 4.
That is 1 point of damage for hitting Mariana. Vago, it is your turn.
Can we call her Scariana?
Sure. Sure. Let's call her Scariana. So.
Wait, does that mean my version is called Shadow? Did I get a Shadow the Hedgehog? Is this what? Oh, Mariana.
Wait, so wait, I got
Wait,
so, so we got Scariana and Lucis
Shadow.
Oscura.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it would be
God,
Oscura.
y'all.
I gotta figure out one for Vago.
Look, we have to distract ourselves from the possibility of us getting fucking wrecked, especially Vago.
Yeah.
And so yourself, Shadow Vago, basically comes up at you and stabs you, hits you really hard over the head again. You take 3 points of damage, and they say, "You're gonna live forever while your brother dies now." And it's your turn.
Whoa.
Wow.
Your turn, Vago.
So that verbal barrage kind of does hit home a little bit for Vago, especially like
having seen the effects it had on Luce and the professor, like, ooh, if Heron's not already dead, you can only just yell in like absolute just rage as they try to strike back.
Absolutely. Please smack.
I dropped one.
Smack hard.
Anytime Mare makes that face, I get actually very anxious.
I
'cause
didn't.
Mare,
I haven't rolled anything yet. I'm just waiting anxiously for.
it doesn't matter.
Abhishek.
When you make that face, I get worried because you're like, oh wait, I'm about to kill them, but I didn't realize I could. Damn it.
Imagine after session it's gonna be like, Mayor's gonna be like, hey Amber, remember when you said you wanted this to be dangerous?
You cut out with your maniacal laughter.
I love it.
6 successes.
6 successes. Okay, so that's 3 points of damage. And they're all looking hurt. Let's put it that way. Loose. How you doing?
I mean, I've still got health. I'm okay. I'm not dead yet. I assume this is going to yeah. Amber's gesture of yes.
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 She's just gonna keep trying to end this.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I think she goes for like it's an obvious bait, and it's very clear like she's trying to go for something
Mm-hmm.
to try and get her to drop her guard, and then just immediately like turn it around and like slash right across the face, or what she sees as a face. It's ink being me, which is it's weird.
It's
I'm
disconcerting.
gonna roll my dice now.
It's very disconcerting fighting yourselves. Please end it. Do it up.
Bait is not strong enough. I only get 4 successes, so it's only 1 more point of damage.
All right. She
I
swings.
I forgot to keep track of how much HP I've done, or damage I've done.
I'm keeping track. Don't worry.
But I was like, I know how much HP I have, so I was like, aha! But then I forgot to do it.
This is just the definition of 2 tanks. For me versus me, it's just 2 tanks fighting each
It
other.
is.
Neither of us is gonna give way.
She does stab you similarly with only 1 point of damage. You're gonna die alone. Mariana. She's coming at you. She's coming at you hard. I'm so mad I used up all her strength already. It's fine. Oh, shit.
At least she has strength to use.
She doesn't anymore.
Well, she did.
You take 1 point of damage
Oh.
as your existence is a sin and a stain on Providence.
Join the club.
And I think Mariana's probably crying at this point. Not like a full-on sub, but probably just like one little like tears going
The
down
cinema
like
tear?
each time. And I think she's just gonna whisper like to herself, "No, it's not." Like,
My
You
heart.
did this, Mare. You made the
my
cinnamon bun
fault.
cry.
It's my fault. I'll take
Oh.
all the blame for this.
Look what you've
It's
done. You
fine.
took a perfectly good cinnamon roll and you gave it anxiety.
No, I think she had that to start.
Okay, to be fair, she had that to start.
5, 6, 7, and 2 crits.
You said 7 and 2 crits.
Mhm.
So that is a total of 5 damage. So that brings her down to 7. We'll get to Vago as soon as Abhishek gets back. So we're gonna skip and we're gonna go back up to Luce.
she's just like, okay, this is not going anywhere if I let her to have any sort of like strong like positioning to actually have to keep me from doing anything strong, like from getting in through her defense. So I'm just gonna go for playing dirty, and I'm just gonna try and hit a weak point in the armor to stab her in the leg. If possible,
Okay.
aim for the thigh.
Okay, you could definitely go for that. If you succeed, I'll give you advantage on any following checks.
Yippee
I think-
skippy.
I think it's creative. And as soon as you're done, we'll get back to we're gonna get back to your turn in a second, Abhishek. We skipped you and went back to loose.
Oh my god! On the first set of 7 I rolled, I only got one success. I was like, I need all of the rest of these to be a success, or I'm screwed. And all of them are success. So it's only 1
Oh.
damage.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so 1 damage. It's just enough to hobble her, basically.
And just like, I think she like stabs it in, even though she doesn't get too much. It's enough to break her guard, and she's just like gritting her teeth and saying, I don't care. You don't define me. And it's just like pushing it in to her leg to just try and make sure it's clear. I'm not fucking around with you.
She stabs you as you stab her. She does 3 points of damage. What are you at?
I am at 7 after this hit.
I'm only repeating what you're thinking. And we're gonna go back to Vago super quick. Vago. Snaggity snack time.
Oh yay!
Love that.
Will I survive? Probably not.
How many are you at for vitality?
1.
I got a total of 5 successes.
Goodbye.
Would you like to narrate how you die?
Yeah. So Vago still kind of caught off guard by their shadow selves. Last verbal barrage. Sort of has their guard down and is absolutely not at all expecting the thwack that comes next, and it just goes silent from there. No yell, no nothing. You just hear a thwack, and a body just crumple to the ground.
Loose, Mariana, out of the corner of your eye, you see Vago go down. And the other Vago that they were fighting dissipates.
Bullshit. This is bullshit. This is me as a player, not me as loose. This is bullshit.
We are back to Mariana. Rolling the dice. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, so you'll take 2 damage. Do you think they'll even take you when you come back? If you come back?
I think at that she'll look at herself. I think she's not really like looked at herself like more than just like a moment to realize that it was her. But she'll look at herself and say, I don't want to go back. And then hit for 6 successes.
So that's a total of 3. Yourself looks pretty hurt. Just as a check, Mariana has 4 vitality left, and Luce has 7.
We are
Real Mariana is doing great on her vitality.
Real loose is not doing. We are even Steven right now.
That's what you get for spending your strength points on hitting people.
I spent my dex
Scariana.
points. Thank you.
Luce, you do get an advantage this round, though. Before she has a
Ooh.
chance to figure shit out and reacclimate with the injury.
I think she just calls out to Mariana, get Vago before they pass. Like, revive them. Essentially, she just communicates because because it's not the end of next. Unless we do something before the end of this next round, Vago goes down like permanently. But you have to give up your action to do it. Like that's just a mechanical check-in. So she just calls out and she's like, "I am going to end this, however fast that I can." And she is just going to like. There is no pretense of like strong skill. It is just a strong like thrust forward to just try and pierce right through her. Just done with this, and that's advantage on 10 dice to roll. So let's see what happens.
Ooh.
It is.
It increases the threshold to 5, correct?
Yes, it is 5 to 10.
That is 6 successes.
So 6 successes. She's still,
I know, she's
Hurt.
still up.
yeah. I can't do whatchamacallit math. I can't do
So
math.
she should be down
Thank
to
you.
4.
She is down to 4. Thank you very much. She looks at you and doesn't say anything this time. She just stares at you with pity. This is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So there's only 1 damage.
Yep.
Mariana. It is. She's looking at you now. The only one who really cared about you in the trench was Blue.
At least Blue cared about me.
Damn.
So you take it another way, that's confirmation.
Yes.
So, she only got 2 successes here, so she does not hit you. However, she's up still. But Luce just talked to you about Vago.
I think that.
But Scariana looks bad.
So, Mariana digs in the heel of her boots and takes, like, just musters all of what she has, like, within her and swings.
Provoking with Blue.
That's 7 successes with 3 crits.
How do you decimate her?
Oh.
I think Mariana. It's kind of gross, so I apologize. I think Mariana aims for her mouth, in like a shut up kind of motion. So probably lops her like clean at her jaw.
The bottom jawbone goes flying for a bit before it and its body dissipates into vaporized ink. Loose. Vago, I'm sorry, you die now. Loose.
I think there's a genuine look of like horror on her face. As of all people, she just watched Mariana, in her mind, leave a person to die. So that's kind of what you did. And especially after the conversation we just had about like, you know, people being good and still making like intentionally harmful choices. This is one of those telltale, Luce will remember this.
Ooh.
Unless she dies, then she won't remember it. Haha, sad.
That's what Mariana's counting on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow, that hurt me even more than what Mara's been saying to me. Jesus.
Uh,
She is going to just try and trip her, and I'm imagining the armor is like getting to shreds on both of our parts.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She just like goes in again and just like tries to trip her and then just stab her. No actual mechanical benefit to trying to trip, just like part of the maneuver is just 10 dice. I need to do at least 4 damage.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
I'm still scared. And this is not an advantage because she's no longer hollow,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
That's what I figured. Four successes. It's only the one.
Only the one. All right. How many points do you have left?
6.
6. At this point, she's done talking. She just continues to look at you with pity. Like, you brought this upon yourself. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. So that's a total of 3. Sorry, 2. Total of 2.
2. I feel like wait. Math
I
works
can't-
differently.
Math is hard. Mariana.
Mariana's gonna rush over to Vago,
It's too
who's
late.
now dead. And I think she goes into 1000% panic mode.
Okay.
Does everything that she would normally do, to resuscitate someone, but like frenzied.
This is blunt force trauma. Death.
Yeah, she realizes that she fucked up. But she's like, it's like desperation. It's like trying to do something.
Back to loose.
I think Luce just breaks for like a moment of like losing Vago and like seeing Mariana, does not realize until now. There's like a look of just anger. It's like, why didn't you help them? And just straight up, like, at this point, like, with so much pity being given to her by her reflection's face, she just like doesn't even like, she goes for a thrust to like just stab through her, but it's not even like her full attention in the same way she was before. She's just like just angry and fueled by nothing but rage.
That is fair.
Ugh. I just fucking lost the person I said I'd protect. God damn it.
Oof.
F's in chat.
Yeah, F's in chat, everyone. Pour one out for your homies.
RJ is gonna be pissed he missed this.
I
I'm
know.
gonna be so
I
pissed.
know.
Also, I don't hit. That's only 2 successes.
Okay. She begins to counterattack. That is 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is 3 10s.
Uh,
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 2. 2, so that's 5 minus 3, 2 doubled is 4. And what are you at, Luce? Would you like to narrate what happens?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh
No.
boy. I think she I think the shade like pulls her in, like I think Mariana sees like Luce angry, but like there's just there at the end of the rage, there's just tears streaming down her face because of what she feels like she's let happen. And she just watches as she like looks, like you hear a noise and you just see like the blade's been like thrust right through her. And I think the last thing Luce hears, the Shade whisper, is, "You're not even gonna remember this happened."
Oh. Oh.
Your body
For-
falls.
Theoretically, Mariana could get me up. Theoretically. I will say there's a possibility, but even then, it's your
The-
call, Mare.
The loose shade turns to Mariana. Mariana, this combat's not over.
No. Oh no.
What do you do?
I think that Mariana probably laid down her sword to like go after Vago. She probably just like dropped it on the ground beside her, knelt down, started doing, things. And I think she sort of like in slow motion like watches Luce fall. And it's just I think just starts like, no. And we'll pick up her sword and we'll like slow walk over to Negaluz and just point her sword at the spirit and say, no. And we'll take a swing at the loose ghost.
Please roll.
Four successes.
You
One
only
crit.
You only do 1 point of damage, unfortunately. But it looks really bad. Wait, this is almost over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You take 4 points of damage. But this one does not have any insults for you or heartbreaking words.
So it was 4 points. I think Mariana will say no to the ghost again, but it's not as confident this time. It's a little quieter and a little more wavering. No. That's 4 successes.
In the interest of time, I don't think you can lose this with how many hit points it has left.
Well, and I still have 11 vitality, so.
And it has 2. So I think in the interest of time, you are able to slay this thing.
And I think it's very fitting that Mariana's only doing 1 actual point of damage at a time. I think she's very broken right now.
Yes, go ahead.
May I add last words for Luce, Mariana?
Yeah, I think once the ghost is fell, Mariana sort of goes back to Luce, knowing that Vago's lost at this point, and is just very desperately, no.
Hey, you beat me in a fight.
You know.
Remember, good people can do terrible things.
Wow. Bitch.
Yeah. No, that's how she feels right at the
Yeah.
end. And I think the last also thing you hear is, what weapon was I looking for? Gone. I rolled for this and I landed on weapon is the thing she forgets this time when she dies.
Do you have any closing remarks, Mariana, before we end session? We will get to the revivals next week.
Mariana's going to. I think she's in shock because she just was like, that was like, in her mind, she might as well have just died. Like, she might as well have just died. Like, and she will look down to see if Luce's sword is there.
It is.
And she is going to pick it up and, like, holds it like this and beeline back to the print weavers.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for session 8 of Printweaver Pillars of Ink, which I have called Harrowing Reflections. We're going to go around, say, hey, who we are, where you can find us before we peace out for the night. So, who would like to go first? Are we doing okay?
Hi. I'm troubled. No, I'm Amber, also known as Analog Amber, and you can find me most places on the internet as analog_Amber. You can find me on my own channel at twitch.tv/analog_Amber on Mondays, Fridays, and Sundays, and right here on Neon Lights Roleplay on Sunday nights, losing my mind, and also much of my bodily fluids through my eyeballs.
I can go next. Everybody, my name is Bishop Batonge. He, him, also known as Neon Raiden. So that's, you can find me on Twitter at neon_Raiden. I'd really like to talk about geeky things, tokusatsu in general, so any Super Sentai Kamen Rider fans. I'm going to be watching the latest episode of Geats and King Orchard tonight and trying to get my mind off of this tragedy. Oh boy. You can also find me on Epsilon, a story podcast that's hosted on Spotify. You can find me as Lord Charlie. So give that a listen when you can.
Hello there, everybody. My name is Angela Lemos Morvejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I have been playing the now deceased Lucia Villette, who no longer remembers her weapon. You can... I don't have anything else to add. I think I'm good right there. That's it.
Go check out some games that Angela's playing and running on A Girls Around These Worlds. Oh, it's me. Hi, I'm Mara. You can find me on Twitter, Archmage of Dice. I'm here Sundays for, I don't know, like 4-ish more sessions. And then also over on Sword and Key at 6 p.m. Eastern, playing my Centaur Rogue Druid. We're doing developmental scenes right now, so I don't know when you're actually going to see my face. But anyway, stick around. We're going to go raid Live from the Apocalypse, and we're going to go decompress. And we love you, and we'll see you next week.